The day has finally come when I'm going to be making my second ever zine. It's coming up to nearly 2 years now since I made my last zine video, where I made my first zine and I made it in a little over a week. That video seemed to resonate with quite a lot of people and a lot of people enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the process. And I felt really creatively inspired and excited by working on that. I didn't expect there to be such a huge delay before making the next one. It's taken a long time for me to know what I wanted to make. I just knew that I really didn't want to force it. I wanted to really feel that creative excitement again, making my next zine. And for a while I just had no idea what I wanted to do and wasn't inspired. Made a little mock-up of how the zine is going to be, the format. I've chosen the format I'm going to use. It's going to be different from my last zine, which was a very simple fold and staple booklet. But yeah, this one's going to be all folded. It's going to be kind of like concertina-y kind of thing. I thought, same as last time, I would document the whole process from start to finish. The difference is this time I'm giving myself 2 weeks, and that's because this time I'm in the van, and last time I made the zine video I was cat sitting in a house, and I just feel like everything takes longer in a van, including making a zine. The last 2 summers I've been in Scotland, and I've been on 2 different beautiful Scottish islands, living and working on these Scottish islands. So I wanted to make a zine kind of comparing those 2 summers, and I've been quite introspective, I would say, the past 2 summers. I'm very slowly learning different things about myself. That's what the zine's going to be about. So this is my mock-up that I've made. This is the actual size that it's going to be. It's actually just the size of a notebook that I have, and I really liked it. I was going to make it a different size. I was going to make it postcard sized, so A6 paper. I don't know, I think this is a little bit less formal. Opens out like this, goes like this, goes like this, goes like this. So it's going to be, how many pages is it? I actually haven't even counted yet. 16 pages plus a front and a back cover. And there's also the option with this format that I'm using to have some secret pages. So you read this like this, and then you could decide to have, hang on a minute, another bit of art just tucked under here. I'm going to be using some art from my sketchbooks and from observational paintings I've made, but I'm also going to be supplementing those with some new paintings. I have the front cover image already, so that's very good, but I do have a lot of painting to do over the next few weeks. I've kind of realised I work best within these self-initiated projects. For the past couple of years I've been really trying to use my sketchbook more and just draw things that are inspiring me at the time and things that are interesting me, but I think that's too loose. I don't end up doing enough work, and I always end up feeling a bit lost. Whereas if I set myself this little creative project, it's going to take 2 weeks, this is what I'm going to make within that 2 weeks, and there's this finished thing as well, I can sometimes really get quite inspired and enthused about that kind of thing. So maybe I definitely should do more of that in future. I've just got out my flower press that I mostly pressed flowers last year when I was on the Isle of Islay, so that's where a lot of these flowers come from, but I've got them all out because I had an idea. You might be able to see here there is an outline of an island. This is Islay, and I had an idea of how to use all of these preserved flowers and leaves that I have collected, and yeah, I'm just going to try and make the island shapes out of flowers, so I will let you know how that goes. Good morning, welcome to Tuesday in Tobermory. There's my little pug up on the bed, Midge is down there in his little bed. I've got a coffee, nice and hot. Speaking of temperature, it's freezing today, I'm very cold. And the bad news is that our heater in our van is broken right now, so we are starting to get a little bit concerned about that. We've tried a few things to fix it. It served us so well for the past 2 winters, and this is our 3rd winter here in the van, and our heater has broken. Luckily, we have a really well insulated van. We'll be okay, we just need to get it fixed. A few stressful things going on in our personal life, nothing too major, it's alright. I do have a little update on the zine, because this is a zine video. So, I don't know what I've done here, and I'm not sure I entirely like it. I think I was a little bit cocky. I was like, I'm going to make a collage out of dried flowers and it's going to look lovely. And then I made this, which is in the shape of the Isle of Isla, and I just feel like it looks like mushed, botanical mush. I'm not really that happy with it. This could change, because I do think scanning it might change it. That maybe I was using too many different kind of plants and leaves in that, so I made these two islands, Isla here and Mull here, out of only sweet pea petals, and I think I like that a little bit better because the zine is going to be split into two. So half the zine is about my experiences on Isla, and then half of the zine is about my experiences on Mull. So the opening page will have one of these on them, and it'll be combined with like my illustrations and some text, so it won't just be these on the page. So I think that might make it all kind of come together a bit. And today I'm going to be working through my list of things that need painting. But one thing I thought I would show you before I get on with my painting for the day is the zine that I got the idea for the layout from. So this is a book, a little art book that I bought in Dunkeld, which is a Scottish town in Perthshire that we visited. It's a lovely place, you should visit it if you get the chance. This is a little book all about Dunkeld and I really love it. I've taken the format of this zine as my own, which I think you can do, right? Because there's only so many different ways of making a little booklet. It kind of goes along as a concertina like this for the first 4 pages, and then I'm really bad at explaining this. At the moment I'm speaking to my printer and I'm trying to explain what I would like him to make for me, because he has the capabilities to do all the folding and all the cutting for me, which will be really helpful, because trying to do that in a van is just going to be quite impossible. I think if I get these big sheets of paper delivered to me and then I've got to cut them and fold them properly, it'd be better for him to do that himself. So I'm trying to explain the format of this zine to him, and it's difficult because it's like, it's one sheet of paper and it's all cut in a clever way and folded to just become one little booklet. Here's who's made the zine, in case you want to know. I don't think they really have much of a digital footprint. It's time for me to get over there to my desk and start a day of painting. I feel better having spoken to you, because I was feeling quite lost, filled with maybe like doubt and stuff. Once I've checked in with you, I feel like I've got something to get on with for the rest of the day, something to live up to. By the way, that is not a body, okay? That is a kayak wrapped up, I promise. Good evening, everyone. Some strange evening light coming in there. We've driven off to our park up for the next few hours. We're going to make dinner here, and Craig's going to have a Spanish lesson online. After that, we're going to do a bit of like a nighttime drive, which we don't ever do, but we need to get over to the other side of the island to see a friend tomorrow and pick some artwork up. Yeah, we're probably going to do that a bit later on this evening. I painted this, a little scene from our time on Isla when we first arrived on the campsite, and there was absolutely no one there and it was just us and the mountains, our little van parked by the sea. I got this today delivered to Craig's work. It's some new stickers. I'm going to open it on camera. So I ordered these from Sticker App, which is where I get all my stickers made. Oh my gosh. There's a problem. The whole of this one is sparkly. Look at that. The whole fish. I don't think
the same as all of them.
I don't know. Is that what I expected? I thought it was supposed to be a shiny border, not shiny all the way on them.
I'm into it. That's a banger. Look at it from afar with all the glittery running off it.
It's kind of like Twilight, like vampire skin. Okay, if you like Twilight and you like hippos, this is the sticker you've been waiting for. Put one on each cheek if you wanted to. Rosemary beetle, hummingbird, little baby hippo, a pill woodlouse, and a betta fish. Good morning everyone, welcome to Thursday. Back in Tobermory today, and definitely not having my door open today because it is rally day, or rally weekend I should say, coming up. There are a lot of racing cars in the car park. You might even be able to hear it in the background, I'm not sure, but there's a lot of like engine revving and fumes in the air, cars and vans idling around the car park. There's an event that happens on the Isle of Mull every year called the Mull Rally. Lots of incomers come and bring racing cars, and then I think quite a lot of islanders are involved in it as well, and basically they close off parts of the road network on the Isle of Mull at different times and they race the cars around. It becomes like a racetrack. I think the racing starts at night, so it's not happening during the day, but there's just like an influx of people to the island for this big event. So I'm just trying to like hide away in my van and get some work done today. I guess it's kind of like a fun spectacle to see all this. Yesterday I made a good start on some painting, so I'm just setting up my desk behind me and I'm going to carry on painting and finish that set of bird heads that I was working on. I love painting bird heads, I don't know why. I think maybe it's like stems from my love of like natural history, museums. Another update about our heater, it's definitely broken, and Craig's brother, who is an electrician and knows a lot about machinery in general, thinks that we probably need to get in contact with the manufacturer, and it's going to be like probably quite a long time fix. Like, it's not going to be a quick fix. I think we're going to be without a heater for the winter. We are hoping to travel internationally during the worst winter months here in the UK. Nothing is certain about that. Nothing is certain about our whole lives at the moment. Everything's like really up in the air. There's a lot of change coming. We have actually bought a little desktop heater that's like quite low wattage that we're hoping we can power in the van just using our electrical system that we have. Having said that, it being winter or coming up to winter, there's less sun, so it might not be able to be powered. We might end up like draining our batteries lots, in which case we'll have to buy an external battery, like a portable battery pack thing. Anyway, no more chatting, better get on with some work before I go out with Craig for lunch. We're gonna go grab some pastries in Tobermory. I just had a shower, washed my hair. I've been doing lots of chores this morning. Thought I would just check in with you about my progress yesterday. So I finished the bird heads yesterday afternoon. And you know what Craig said to me? He said, these are Headbirdian. My zine is about travelling to Headbirdian Islands. We'll show you what else I have on my easel. I'm halfway through a client project. This is for BBC Wildlife magazine. I'd say I'm maybe like 3/4 of the way through this actually. I just need to work on the background. A cuckoo in a nest, and that's due early next week, so I'm trying to get things done ahead of time because our life is about to change quite a lot soon. In fact, we've only got 2 days left on the Isle of Mull, and then we'll be going to the mainland because Craig is starting a new position up until Christmas at a new distillery. Basically, he's been moved from one distillery to another. They all are owned by the same company. That's really like crept up on us quite quickly. We weren't really prepared for that to happen so soon and so like rapidly. But yeah, we're just preparing to leave now. I think we both feel quite ready to leave, and change is a good thing for both of us. It's like quite refreshing. Looking forward to being in a new place and seeing new things and working out how to do van life over there. So it's all a good thing. And on the mainland, things are a little bit easier, I suppose. Before I get started on the zine, I have this big bag of laundry, so I just need to put all that away. And then I think I'm going to make an early lunch, and then after that I will get on with some work. I might have had one too many pints last night, so I've had a slow morning and I'm not feeling tip top. But I bought this in the supermarket. It's a Mexican soda pop. I assume this has got like a shit ton of sugar in it, and I'm gonna drink it. And I'm just about to make myself some brunch. Let's refer to my list, because actually yesterday I didn't really do any work on the zine. I ended up just finishing the BBC Wildlife painting, had a phone call with my mum, and then I went out for drinks with Craig's colleagues. Today is actually his last day working at the distillery, but there were drinks last night. Had about 4 pints of beer, which is a lot for me. Got this list in my notebook that says how many additional artwork pieces I'm making for the zine. I'm working my way through this list. I can tick off bird heads. I've got a double spread to figure out what I'm illustrating for, and then I've got a single page like this kind of size painting of a historical site on the Isle of Islay. So I'm working my way through these quite well, I think. Welcome to the next day. Today we are in the ferry queue. We are probably going to get on the next ferry, which is arriving in about 50 minutes apparently. We're leaving the island, we're leaving Mull. We had a really beautiful morning, so it was a really nice goodbye to the island, just driving around and seeing all the sights that we've gotten so used to. And yeah, who knows if we'll ever be back to this island? I don't know. I have no idea. We had to go down a forestry road that was about like 1.5 miles long, because there's so much built up traffic, because there's so many vehicles trying to leave the island, because the Mull rally is over and people are leaving, so there's just way more traffic for the ferries, so they're putting on way more ferries than they usually have here, but still we had to go down a forestry road just to keep the traffic off the main roads, and yeah, we've been waiting there for most of today. We had our lunch whilst we were waiting in the queues, and Craig's just going to go buy me a coffee from the cafe. I can see him bringing it back to me now. I've just been editing my illustration for BBC Wildlife and sent that off, and that's all I've managed to do so far today. Being a travel day, it's like hard to get stuff done, but I have my laptop, and I've scanned some of my paintings that I've done over the past few days for the zine, so I think I'm just going to like prepare the Photoshop files for them whilst I'm just sitting here in the queue, and that will probably be about it for me. But the good news is that we are getting off the island, because the last ferry is today at 6:15, and I think it's about 5 now, so we'll definitely be on it. And then we've got a couple of days to travel over to Craig's new workplace on the mainland. That's my report for today, I think, and I'll probably catch up with you tomorrow. Hello everyone, it's actually Tuesday, and Craig has had his first day of work at his new distillery that he's going to be working at up until Christmas. I've just been parked outside his work all day in the car park, and I've been walking the dogs around the local area, and I've been to the cafe and did some reading, and I've also been doing a lot of work admin today, like invoicing people, sorting out some like deliveries and logistics of getting my zine made in the near future. So yeah, it's exciting. Our life has changed again. We're back on the mainland. I took yesterday off because there was a lot of things that we had to organise. I didn't do very much zine work at all yesterday, although actually saying that, on the drive I was on Photoshop and positioning different things, cutting out artwork, kind of editing it, making it fit on the page. So I guess I was working on the zine yesterday, and it's all coming together really well. I've been having chats with my printer about the format and whether it's possible. He has said that he'll definitely be able to print it and he'll be able to cut it, but what he won't be able to do in-house is fold it. So he asked if that was something I could do, and I think it is something I can do. I don't think it's something I can do in the van. I think I might hire a workspace in order to do that. There is one in the local area. That looks promising if they have like bigger spaces where I can lay out my zines and fold them all up. It feels strange to be back on the mainland after being on an island for so long. Everything's just much smaller on an island, and I really find that very comforting. The roads are smaller, the towns are smaller, the buildings are smaller. I like a small and slow life, and then coming to the mainland, even though we're still in quite like a countryside setting, everything's just bigger, like the roads are busier and noisier. Yesterday we were at like a retail park and haven't been to one of those for ages, and it's just quite overwhelming and I don't really like it. I think I like island life because I can forget about the complexities of modern life under capitalism and how wasteful and destructive it is. On an island I can pretend that there is this like little micro economy, and I don't have to think about the horrors of late stage capitalism. Basically I can pretend that doesn't exist, and that's I just find that comforting. And yeah, it's definitely a bit delusional because the products that arrive onto the island, that are shipped to the island, are part of that whole system. Like it's not actually genuinely separate from the system that causes me stress. It's always refreshing to have a bit of a change in your lifestyle. Both Craig and I really love that, and so him starting work at a new place is exciting, and yeah, exploring a new place here will be exciting as well. It's quite a historic place. The distillery he's working at is really impressive, very different to little island distilleries. It's good to be here. I'm excited. I thought I'd be a bit more sad that we've left island life, and I think I will probably start pining for it in time once the novelty has worn off. Hello everyone, welcome to Wednesday. Tucked away in the van because it's been pouring with rain quite heavily. This morning was absolutely gorgeous and I was out walking with the dogs. It was actually really eerily warm today, and also last night was very warm. We were just like in t-shirts in the van last night. That isn't typical, but I guess there is no such thing as normal weather anymore. But anyway, it's now pouring with rain. Today I've decided that I'm working on the writing for the zine. I'm wondering if there's a way that I can weave in a bit more insight, and a bit more, I don't know, more of a personal insight, just in a few sentences. I don't think it's going to be like a major overhaul. I'm waiting for a quote from my printer, and so that should be useful to find out whether it's like actually feasible, like how I need to price this zine, and I need to design a front and back cover, and there's one more painting that I need to do.
In March of 2023 we travelled to the Isle of Islay to start a season of work on the island. We were living in our van looking out to sea. It was my first experience living on a small Scottish island. Islay is a working island, an island of production, famous for its abundance of whisky. The island favours functionality. It's understated in its beauty. It's not trying to be quaint or picturesque. It's got nothing to prove.
Welcome to Thursday. It's a miserable autumnal day today, and I've been out this morning just like walking the dogs and seeing the layout of the town, and I'm excited to be here, just to be in like a bigger town,
situation, run a few errands. I need to go to the post office to post some Etsy orders. I'm also going to try and find a cafe to do some work in for a few hours. Something that comes with autumn winter van life is needing to preserve energy, or conserve energy I should say. So our batteries are running a little bit low, nothing too bad. I don't want to do things that drain the battery too much inside the van. So the van is dark. Actually, you might, you can see, I've been wearing these head torches just whilst I'm doing things around the van, because then I'm not using any of the mains electricity and I'm not using anything attached to the battery. So, yeah, that's kind of embarrassing. I hope that line from where my head torch is goes soon. I'm going to try and find somewhere where I can hopefully charge my laptop. So yesterday I hand wrote all the text that's going to go in the zine, and I think I'm still not quite happy with the last paragraph, which is actually going to go on the back page, but other than that I'm happy with it, what I've written. So I'm going to be cutting out all of my handwriting and sticking it into the zine. The zine is actually turning out to be a little bit more about mental health than I thought it was going to. It's just good to like acknowledge that, and I think that's something that van life has given me, like the space to explore and understand more, is like my own mental health and triggers and things I can do to stay mentally well. I think that's been like quite a long, slow process for me, but van life has given me that opportunity, just like stripping everything back, and also it's kind of helped give me clarity to see like what my actual issues are. If I've given myself a life that is so varied and interesting and exciting, and I'm still struggling in different areas, nothing major but just a few things, then I can really hone in on them and see what they are, rather than being like, oh, it's because I've been stressed all week working at a job. Like I can see working really hard to pay the mortgage and stuff, I can see that actually it's because of, I don't know, triggers I have to do with social situations and stuff. I guess there's less like outside influence that would make you think that your mental health is bad because you're working too much, or you're trapped in the house and you're bored and you're uninspired and stuff like that. Like I have a really good quality of life, so I can really clearly see what some of my triggers are and things I need to work through. I don't go into that much detail in the zine about it, I just touch on mental health.
Prone to rearrange my outlook, though you're still drop dead in my book. And all the skills that I acquired then, I've only gotten better with the mileage. So keep on.
Thought I would show you some secondhand books that I got. These 3 books were £5, so I think that's pretty good. And they seem pretty new, like not really that used. So the first one I got was this one, The Establishment by Owen Jones. He's a British journalist and I really like his work. I read his columns in The Guardian and watch his YouTube channel. And then I've got this collection, I think it's a collection of short stories, which aren't usually my thing, but I have read another one of this lady's short story collections and I really like them, and these are kind of like spooky and maybe a little bit morbid and a little bit scary. And also I'm reading Naomi Klein's book, and I believe that she is mentioning this author in her book. I'm reading Doppelganger and freaking loving it. This is without a doubt my favourite Naomi Klein book. And then I also got this one, book about the suffragettes. I really want to improve my knowledge on the suffragettes because I think they were amazing, and I think they've been whitewashed throughout history. The things they were doing were like really radical, and by today's standards, like there'll be such an uproar if we were using those tactics today, like slashing actual paintings with knives, burning down post boxes and buildings, and by today's standards being very extreme. But I also think incredibly admirable, like we've got a lot to thank them for. And then as I was leaving, they were like, please take some apples, because they had an apple tree in their back garden, so I've taken some apples and I will put them up here. And I think they're best, they were saying they're best for cooking, so maybe we'll make an apple crumble or something. Good morning everyone, welcome to Friday and the last day that I'm going to be filming, I think, until I show you the finished zine. I decided that today is going to be my last day working on the zine, and I think I can do it today. I need to place all of the handwriting that I did into the Photoshop file and kind of like edit the background, kind of delete the paper, and kind of, I have a process, it's hard to explain. But yeah, I need to finish that. I've got 2 double spreads to finish, and so that should take me maybe an hour or so. And then I need to do my last painting, which is going to be a little landscape scene of one of the historical sites that we visited on the Isle of Islay. And then I need to formulate the back of the zine. So this zine is made out of one piece of paper, right? And the front of the zine that I've been working on, this is the front sheet of the zine, and that's the document I've been working on Photoshop. But then the back of the zine as well has the front cover there, and there's also the back cover there. So I just need to design a front cover and a back cover for the zine, and then that'll be finished. That's my plan for today. I made a sandwich. Shall I show you what I've made? It's tofu egg mayo, so it's just tofu mashed up with vegan mayo and black salt. Really high protein, so it fills you up loads. And then I've got some chopped radishes on there and some rocket, some olive oil, some extra mayo, and it's on some sourdough bread, so this should be very delicious. Fast forward quite a few weeks now, I got the finished zine. This is just a proof. I only got one side printed, so I don't have a front cover to show you. I think that's the best zine reveal, if I have a cover to show you, so it kind of intrigues you to look inside, but all I have is the inside. This is the first mock-up that I've made, so the first time I've tried folding it, so I need to work on improving my folding skills, but I'm looking forward to the learning curve. You can see this page because you saw me working on these. So yeah, I'm really happy with how the zine has come together. I'm glad that I saw a project through from start to finish, and the zine is now available in my Etsy shop, so you can follow the link in my description. And I'm also going to be shipping to the EU, and you've got your own separate listing because there's going to be a longer processing time for my EU orders, because I'm going to ship from Spain, from within Spain, because there's been some changes to some regulations for EU imports. So I thought, why not do it whilst I'm actually in the EU? And we'll be going to Spain in early January, so that's when I'll be shipping out any of those European orders. I'll leave everything linked in the description, and you can go and order this zine if you'd like to. And if not, I really hope you've enjoyed watching the process of this zine coming together and us leaving the Isle of Mull and heading back to the mainland. It's now November and it's cold and dark and rainy, and I'm really looking forward to the new year when we'll be getting some Spanish sun. But yeah, thanks for following along. My second zine in the bag, literally, in these cute little, what are these, like, is this called glass paper or something? I forget what it's called. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Thanks for watching all the way through. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think my third zine should be about, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.